Don't ask questions.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for a new spot to relax and unwind? The Post, located on the south side of the Telegraph District on the corner of 20th and N Street, is perfect for a group hangout or a relaxing evening. The Post has plenty of exciting events open to the public, like Whiskey Wednesday and poker tournaments on Sundays. Looking for a spot for a private event? Ask them about their indoor patio. The Post, located at 20th and N Street in Lincoln.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job?
Not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity, not to make friends, but just to get something to eat? Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hungered in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting cloudy skies with patchy fog developing later. We'll see a high of around 35. Tonight, a chance of wintry mixed fog and freezing fog expected too. We'll see a low around 30. And tomorrow, more cloud cover with calm winds. We'll see a high of around 35. Meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's Pro Time Nebraska. The Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, is playing in the first ever Pro Volleyball Federation match on January 24th against the Atlanta Vibe at the CHI Health Center. Be a part of history and visit supernovas.com to secure your single match tickets today.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown. 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker in one more.
DeMornay Pearsonell.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pearsonell, but Pearsonell has confidence in Pearsonell.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. I'm Harrison Arns back here at the 1040 Ticket Studios on what is a not-so-chilly Monday night. It's getting a little bit warmer here. School is back in session here at UNL. And, of course, we had some NFL playoffs over the weekend. And we got DeMornay Pearsonell, the host, as always, on the Don't Punt Hour, streaming in. And if you guys ever want to join the show, use the Starter Heyman text line. That's 402-464-5685. As well as we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 961. Always a great way to put a face to the voice. But nonetheless, DeMornay Pearsonell, how's it going?
It's going good. It's not, I'm happy it's not snowing. It's not too cold. So it's a good day for me.
Yeah, it's a great day for everyone. I can see the roads again, DeMornay Pearsonell. It's not just ice and slush, a nightmare out there. So again, especially anyone out there who didn't have four-wheel drive, it's at least drivable now, and you can get from point A to point B. It was a little bit of a nightmare, not just for Nebraska, but quite a bit of the Midwest there for a little bit. But let's go ahead, and I do want to talk about Nebraska basketball, but I want to start with these playoffs. We can't avoid these NFL playoffs. We'll start with the Buccaneers and Lions, and then, of course, we'll get to the Bills. Another sad day for the Bills, but we'll start with Buccaneers, Lions. The Lions win that one, 31-23. Baker Mania comes to an end. A little bit interesting decision at the end there from the head coach on not trying to call a timeout and force them to give you the ball back, but we'll dive into that one as well. Initial thoughts, Lions take that one away. They win it at home, 31-23 to send Tampa Bay home.
It was a good game. Other than the turnovers, Baker played enough. He played well enough, to win. I think he'll probably get a contract extension, I
think so too.
Around, March, April, once, the new league year starts. I feel like he's earned that. They just had to play a better game. They just weren't victorious that game. But I wasn't, mad other than, the Baltimore game. All these playoff games are really, really close. They were really good games. But, you hate to see it like that. But, at the end of the day, happy to see that, Detroit has something to cheer about. And they got a rough one coming next week. So, best wishes to them.
Yeah, and that's one thing. When we talk about the Lions, in particular, Jared Goff, his name comes up a lot in these rare conversations that typically put him up with some of the other best NFL quarterbacks we've seen, along the likes of Tom Brady. Jared Goff, is this game just underrated? Do you think we don't talk about Jared Goff enough? When we talk about all these other quarterbacks, we talk about how excited we are for Justin Herbert, but let's be honest, Jared Goff's career it's just been better. It's been more consistent. It's been better, and we never seem to talk about him compared to a lot of the other guys.
I think it's right where it needs to be at. He's done a lot. He's been in the league for a while. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's won conferences. I'm happy with his game, but he's not. I don't feel like we should be talking about him a lot more. It's different if you'd won back-to-back or multiple, division championships, or had multiple Super Bowl appearances and everything like that. I'm not saying he's playing mediocre. I'm not saying he's playing average. But I think he's at exactly where he should be at with stuff was being talked about and everything like that. I don't think he deserves, a whole lot more credit. He was about 2-3 more minutes of choking and giving up the game, but not this playoff game, the game who they played before. I think, was it the Cowboys?
Say that one more time.
I said the game prior, before they played this playoff game, he was about 2-3 minutes away from losing it from the Lions losing
the Rams.
Yeah, so he's not too far over the top. I think he's exactly where you think he should be.
Yeah, he's just one of those weirdly consistent quarterbacks. I think it's because it's the whatever you want to call it, the Cam Newton argument, game manager. I think that's a skill in itself. He doesn't ever seem to put more on his hands than he needs to. And like you said, he hasn't been absolutely perfect. That Rams game, if that goes south, we might be talking about him in a completely different
way. Exactly.
Yeah. So with that being said, though, I was not overly surprised to see the Buccaneers drop it. I did pick them to win it, but again, no surprise there. Baker Mayfield, he does fall short. I think he'll get the extension, but 349 yards, 26 for 41. The 2 interceptions, the late one, obviously, you throw that one kind of out the window. Jared Goff, 30 for 43, 287 yards, 2 touchdowns. So again, just a clean game from Jared Goff. So now looking forward here, let's just go ahead and talk about it. Unless you got anything else to add here to this Lions or Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, or was it pretty much what you expected?
It's pretty much what I was expected. I expected the Lions to win. I don't think that Tampa Bay had enough firepower on the offensive side to really keep up, honestly.
Okay, then just real quick, Todd Bowles, his decision at the end there. They had an opportunity to force the game, to try to go ahead and get the ball back and maybe throw it to Mike Evans, Trey Palmer deep, and try to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to try to send it into OT.
Mm-hmm.
I get where Todd Bowles is coming from on what he thought, but I still think in a playoff situation, I've seen crazier things happen. I thought it was crazy not to be aware of that situation. In my head, I don't think they were aware. I think that's what they said in the press conference to kind of save themselves. I thought that was a blatant mistake.
First time in that position. I can't say. I don't know what he was thinking. He might have been, thinking what he was, and he thought that was the best option. But you live and learn from those situations.
Mm-hmm.
They have a good enough team to where, I think they'll be back, hopefully with a better record next year. But I mean, they're a solid team. So, I mean, you learn from your mistakes. Of course, it's easier for us to say, oh, yeah, you shoulda. But in those type of situations and everything like that, you go with what you think is best for your team in that moment. And he, had other thoughts of things and whatnot. So, I mean, it is what it is. If it would have turned out differently and everything like that, that would have been a key point to where you're doing like, well, see, it's calls like that for that, or it's, situations like that to where, not everybody think that they can make that and everything like that. So it's kind of devil advocate, with that situation. But I mean, he thought that was best in that moment in time. And I mean, it didn't turn out that way.
Yep. And, to be fair, it would have been a long shot to go ahead and try to force that thing into OT. And I still disagree with the decision, but I mean, he's a great head coach. I'm not, by no means would I ever not want to be coached by that guy. That's a team that had over $70 million in dead cap space. That has no business being in the playoffs. Over $70 million in dead cap space. And not only do they find a way to get to the playoffs, they knock off the Eagles and only give them 9 points. And I think next year, they'll still be in a little bit of dead cap space. Hell, I think they still got one more year paying off Brady. So again, I think they'll be over 40 million in dead cap space next year. So they got some cap management problems as well. So to make it to the playoffs with that record, with the salary cap problems, is still
they got pieces. They got pieces. Like I said, I mean, that division isn't that strong itself. So I mean, they won 10 games, 9 games before the end of regulation. So I mean, they got pieces there, so they'll be fine. They'll draft and add and maybe sign a couple more solid free agents depending on how stuff shakes out. But they still have a core team that can compete for a playoff win.
Yep, and I expect that to continue. I think as far as the NFC South goes, it's looking like Buccaneers heavy for these next years. I don't.
I wouldn't say that. If John Gruden gets the offensive coordinator job with the Saints, look out.
Saints just seem like a team that
I'm telling you, if John Gruden gets down there and gets back with Derek Carr, look out for the Saints.
I'll be more worried if Bill Belichick makes his way down to the Falcons.
We'll have this conversation at a later time and see, because I'm telling you, it's different.
That'd be fun. You see Gruden and Belichick all make their way down to the NFC South. That would for once be a division you really start talking about what
you'll definitely start paying attention to it. It's a lot going on. If they get a good coach in, with the Falcons have a lot of talent. Like don't get it mistaken. They have a lot of talent. They have an upside to things, and they get a Vrabel or a Belichick down there. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Young roster too, so yes. There's options there. And you got some guys where you can decide what to do with their contracts. So definitely a team to go ahead and watch for the NFC South as a whole as we continue to go through this. For some of these teams this offseason, will be curious to see what all ends up happening there. But let's go ahead and move on to what was the most looked forward to game, I think, all throughout the NFL. You get once again an NFL divisional round. It looks like it's all there for the Bills. They're at home. Josh Allen, they're playing great. The first half, the physicality is great. They're running the ball well with Cook, and it looks like the Chiefs are just getting out muscled. And second half comes around, the Chiefs all of a sudden don't look like they're getting pushed around as much anymore, despite losing the time of possession. The Chiefs find a way to pull it out, 27-24. Wide right's going to haunt the Bills fans for quite a while. You go from the 90s to 2024, wide right's still a thing. So, I mean, just quick thoughts, and we'll dive more into it here. Might have to bleed into the next segment, but Bills, Chiefs, Bills, once again.
That was probably, between that and the 49ers game, that was a shootout. Neither team could really, stop each other again.
Mm-hmm.
It came down to, a possession again. I know Josh Allen, I think, threw a post late on that series. I think it was a third down or something before that field goal attempt. He threw that post. And if you go back and look, I was screaming at the TV to throw it to Diggs on the shallow because he had maybe 10 to 12 yards. He could have got the first down and more. Throw the safe throw. Take more clock off the time, leave less time for, Mahomes to really do something with it. But him not, making that pass and making that throw like that hurt. They were moving the ball well. He literally, I get, you're going, for the touchdown and everything like that, but you left too much time on the clock for Mahomes. So why not, take the shallow, give what the defense is giving you, keep moving the ball, hike the ball, and eat more clock. Him missing that field goal, it's not necessarily on. It's on the kicker, but it's not on the kicker.
I thought the wind really shoved that thing
for sure. You can blame the kicker, but they had 40 miles per hour wind or whatever it was, and I believe he was kicking into the wind. That's even harder. It shouldn't have came down to that to a field goal for that. They got everything that they wanted against them. And like I said, to me, it came down to the play before where you go for the touchdown instead of, eating more clock and just passing it to Diggs and, keeping Mahomes off the field even more. Even if you score that touchdown, you still leave 2 minutes or a minute and some change for Mahomes to go down and score, and you go to overtime. Like that you don't want that situation. So that was a rough game. The Bills got everything that they wanted, and it's sad to see that it didn't go their way.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I think the Bills, this was the best shot it felt like you had at the Chiefs. You get them at home early on. It looks like Mahomes, he did play well towards the end, but early in the game, you could tell he was tight, missed quite a few throws. He had 2 touchdown throws that the guys were open, but just overthrown on both of them, and they settle for a field goal. You look at the Bills, they do well kind of early on, but then you start counting up the drops passes, just literal touchdowns in their hands. That's where it really was like, man, this is a nightmare game for the Bills, because I still think they easily could win that game if they just have some of those big plays. Gabe Davis, it was a tough catch. He had one in his hands. Diggs had a wide open one right through his hands on a touchdown. There's so many throws where it could have been a touchdown, and that can really swing the game. When you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs, you can't afford to miss out on those explosive plays.
For
and
sure.
When we talk about, you want to give the ball back to Mahomes, I do wonder if that hurts teams' offenses a little bit when they almost think too much, because they had the ball with about 8 minutes, 30 seconds left on that drive that led to the missed field goal. And it did kind of feel like they were a little unsure of, how can we stretch this thing out? Can we kind of try to get into the red zone and chip away at first downs? It slows the whole game flow down. And it just felt like it gave the Chiefs a chance to catch their breath, settle down. I don't know.
They were doing that the whole game, though. They were throwing quick short routes. They were running it however they wanted to, and it was working. Even in the second half, it wasn't hitting as much as it was, but they were still staying in rhythm. They were still on play when they got in second and long, third and long. They would do something and they would still get it, or Josh would take off. That fumble that he had late, I should have known when that happened. It wasn't for Josh. I thought everything was going to go right. I get, you're a runner and everything like that, but you got the first down and everything like that. You don't need to take any more unnecessary hits. Just go down, keep the clock running, keep Mahomes off the field. They shot themselves in the foot. I'm not so much sure that I'm putting it on Josh. It was a team effort. It's throws that he missed. It's catches that some of the dudes missed, and I get it. It's cold. The ball hurts. It's coming hard. It's a lot.
High pressure game too.
But y'all play in that atmosphere. This is home. This is everything you wanted, and you still find a way to piss down your leg. It was very unfortunate, because I thought the Bills were the better team. They looked like the better team. They wanted it more. And it just went left quick.
Went right, actually, but
that too.
But yeah, it was one of those games for the Bills where it felt like it was going to work out well for them. Especially, you talked about the fumble. You're like, oh, here we go. They get it back. They somehow miraculously get a call overturned, wipe it from the board, clean slate. Here you go. And they just can't get it done. Despite that getting kind of erased, luckily for them, what could have been a nightmare situation for the Chiefs getting another touchdown. Somehow you get the ball back, turns it to a touchback. One of the dumbest rules in football, I will say. I'm tired of that. I kind of get it, but when
it's gonna change this year. That rule is probably gone.
It's got to be. I mean, it's one of the dumbest. You go from a touchdown to the other team gets the ball on a touchback. It's just, I kind of get it, but seems a little too extreme. Like to go from the ball fumbled out and
to me, it makes the game interesting. You actually have to have a conscious thought about okay, do I reach? Do I not reach? Understandably, if it's do or die, then yeah, that's fine and dandy. I think it makes the game interesting. I don't think it should be taken out because it can swing momentum changes and everything like that. But that rule probably won't exist next year.
Yeah, I'm okay with the rule, like you said. I just think there should be some tweaking. It feels a little too extreme for the team that's on the goal line, especially we've seen it happen over and over again, where it can really decide.
So would you rather a safety? What would you rather it be? That they obtain possession?
If they fumble the ball out of bounds and no one retains possession, then that's just a down. And wherever you landed as that ball rolled out of bounds, that's the spot. I think you just play it like any other fumble. If no one gets it, that's where the spot is.
Okay.
And I think that way you don't have to go through all these crazy nuances of crazy momentum switches for a team that most of the times it's not like the defense. Sometimes they make a great play. A lot of times it's silly stuff where the ball just goes out of the end of the bones and the defense gets rewarded heavily. Real quick, before we go to break here, the Damar Hamlin fake punt. Do you like that play call? Tony Romo. loved it. He called it smart, I think about 5 times on national TV, which I couldn't believe.
No. I get the fake punt. I get taking chances and everything like that. You're telling me you don't have something else that's a better play call in that situation, that's a higher percentage? Like it. I get it. I get being aggressive. I like the aggressiveness and everything like that, but it has to be a better special teams call or play that you didn't seen throughout the year to run in that moment that you seen some point in the season, and you be like, okay, we're saving this for that. And that's the play it was?
Yeah, and it was
There
broken.
has to be a better one. There has to be a better one.
I don't know if they were trying to read where the pressure was coming from, but they threw it. The pressure came from, so it came from the right side, and they threw it to the left. So everyone on the left side was there in their position. If they would have had it flipped on the other side, maybe it would have worked out, because then all the pressure's out of the way. But I don't know if that was a schematic thing where they broke down and they threw it to the wrong side, or maybe it's something they saw and they thought it was going to be really easy. But it was a disaster from the start. As soon as he got the ball, you could see there's no way in hell he's going to be able to get those 5 yards. So we're going to wrap it up here on this first segment. We'll probably talk a little more NFL going forward. Also tie in a little bit of Nebraska basketball as well. So don't go anywhere. This is the Don't Punt Hour here with the Morning Personnel streaming in. Harrison on the 1s and 2s back at the 1040 Ticket Studio. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh yeah, this is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
Are you looking for a new spot to relax and unwind? The Post, located on the south side of the Telegraph District on the corner of 20th and N Street, is perfect for a group hangout or a relaxing evening. The Post has plenty of exciting events open to the public, like Whiskey Wednesday and poker tournaments on Sundays. Looking for a spot for a private event? Ask them about their indoor patio. The Post, located at 20th and N Street in Lincoln.
Have you been accused of a crime? Is your freedom at stake? At Liberty Law Group, we are committed to the defense of liberty for those accused. Facing the court is stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. At Liberty Law Group, we believe in treating every person with respect, compassion, and understanding. When legal troubles are keeping you up, trust Liberty Law Group to fight your battles. To learn more, call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer, is hosting their annual sprayer clinic at the Buffalo County Fairgrounds in Kearney, Nebraska, January 31st through February 1st. Landmark Sprayer Clinic offers expansive equipment and technology training on John Deere and Hagie sprayers. Learn about the newest technology, machine maintenance, spray tip selection, exact apply sprayers, and more. Free dicamba certification will be available. Join Landmark at their sprayer clinic January 31st and February 1st in Kearney. Find more information at landmarkimp.com/events.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry?
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today. Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pearson-El.
All right, welcome back into the Don't Punt Hour here on Ticket Weeknights. Harrison Arns back here at the 1040 Ticket Studios. DeMornay Pearson-El, the host, as always, streaming in. And again, if you guys ever want to join the show, Starter Heyman text line, that's 402-464-5685. Streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and of course, Allo Channel 961. A couple more games before we talk about some of these future games coming up here. Obviously, the Texans did lose to the Ravens. These are the Saturday games, 34-10, and the Packers fall to the 49ers, 24-21. The Texans-Ravens, a little bit expected. It was a good first half for the Texans. Second half, Baltimore, what they can do with the run game. It's kind of a good luck situation. Packers 49ers, a little more surprised. That one came down to the wire. Purdy was looking a little skeptical at times. He makes a crucial drive at the end there in the pouring rain. What felt like the rain was coming down at its possible worst timing. He puts together a great drive to go ahead and seal it, though. But out of those two games, Packers 49ers, let's go ahead and start there. Were you surprised at all to see the 49ers only win by 3 in a game that the Packers did have a chance to punch it in for a touchdown if Jordan Love doesn't throw that last pick?
I wasn't surprised that they won by 3. The 49ers are a different team when Debo's not out there. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it I'm not saying the offense flows through him, but they have a lot more confidence when he's out there. Mm-hmm. Which is surprising when you got guys like Trent Williams, you got McCaffrey still out there, and Kittle. I didn't say that they struggled. It just didn't look the same. It was out of sync or something like that. That was a good game. I thought the Packers actually, matched up pretty good with the physicality to the 49ers. So I thought the 49ers would win. But the Packers did scare me completely. Purdy, he was up and down. He would be consistent and then kind of slide back a little bit. They look good. He kind of, quieted some doubters and some haters and everything like that by stepping up. They were behind. I think they said a stat in the game with being down more than 5 points or in the fourth quarter they typically lose. They actually overcame that and won by 3. So it was a good performance by them to pull it out.
Yeah, and like you said, I think Purdy really needed that game.
Yeah.
He's going to be here in this storyline forever until he had one of those games where it's on him to go ahead and lead that team to a victory. He's able to get it done. And it is curious. You mentioned Deebo Samuel. I don't think he's going to be available for this next round either. I think they're going to have options here, whether they want to rest him for possible Super Bowl or if they're going to go ahead and put him right back in it, because he's kind of been a game time decision of what it's at right now.
I think they're going to give him some medicine. He's going to shoot his shoulder up, and he's going to be out there, and he'll deal with, that you'll have 3 weeks, I think, after the divisional round to play in a Super Bowl. So I don't think he'll be out there. Period. It's a divisional. You're in a divisional championship game. Come on now,
Yeah. Well, I think to me, the way I read that is this is just to keep the Lions on their toes. To keep them a little bit having to double check, have a few more packages ready on defense just in case he is or isn't out there. So I think that's more of what it is. I'm kind of with you. I expect to see him suit up. They'll find a way to get him out there. Too good of a player, and we've seen what that offense looks like when he's not out there, as you mentioned. But let's talk about the future here. Chiefs, Ravens, Lions, 49ers. I think Lions 49ers is going to be the better game to start here. Obviously, the 49ers are going to be able to host this one. Lions will be on the road for the first time in this playoff match. They will be playing the 49ers. What are you seeing in this matchup?
That's a physical game.
That's exactly what my first
that is a physical game. I think it's going to come down to how well can Purdy play and how well can Jared Goff play. To be honest, I think the pressure's all on Goff.
Do you think it's on Goff?
I think so.
Ooh, I think it's on Purdy. No, that's a good point, because Goff, the Lions, they are dying. He's going to change.
You're an older player.
Yeah.
You've already been to a Super Bowl. You've been through that. You've conquered that and everything like that. Purdy got knocked out of the game. He wasn't. That was his rookie year. He was kind of thrown into that. So I think if Goff chokes or doesn't have that type of game to push past it, I think he'll be more criticized than Purdy. Purdy's only year 2 in the playoff and has so many that has help and everything like that. I think the pressure's on Goff, and it's not close.
I'd say it's a little close. With Goff, he's definitely, in terms of the quarterback, in terms of overall team, I'm still going to go with the 49ers have a lot more pressure. I think with the Lions team, they're good. I think the quarterback, Goff, probably has a little more on his shoulders, but the 49ers, we've been hearing the story since week 1. With this roster, you could throw anyone at the quarterback position, which I think it's gone away a little bit with Brock Purdy playing as well as he has, but you're still going to hear that conversation over and over and over again until Brock Purdy does something, and which is win a Super Bowl. I think that's where it starts and ends. Unfortunately for Brock Purdy, he's got very high aspirations he needs to hit, just because the story.
He's only in year 2. It's only so much that you can really put on his shoulders to do and whatnot. As a team, the pressure's on, I would say, more so the 49ers, but I'm talking about individuals.
Then definitely
I think the pressure is more on Goff to perform and not choke and not give this game away. Because they've been calling a good game. He's been making the right throws and everything like that. He hasn't been costing his teams to be in losing situations and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't win this type of game or something like this, then everything that they said about you in LA is true. You're not clutch enough. You're too safe of a quarterback. You're not the guy to get them over the hump. All that becomes true. You can't really say that about Brock because he's in year 2. Jared Goff has already won a conference championship. He's already, gotten to the Super Bowl. He's lost in the Super Bowl. So that's why I'm like, you can say that about Brock, but it's only in year 2. It's only so much you can say that he's seen, that he's experienced. You can't say the same thing for Goff. Goff has experienced way more in his career.
Yeah. Well, one thing we can be certain of is this is going to be a physical game. This to me is which team is going to dominate in terms of running the ball. Is it going to be the Lions or is it going to be McCaffrey? I think the Lions, they're a little bit more. I think that you're comparing offensive lines. I maybe give the edge to the Lions, running back, skill position wise. You're probably going 49ers, but physicality wise, both sides got pretty strong defensive lines. It's going to be a battle. Whoever gets this run game going, to me, is going to be the winner of this game. Whoever decides in that first half who's deciding the time possession, who's got the running the ball well, and who's be able to move the chains methodically, not only through explosive plays. Because that's, to me, what throws the 49ers off, is when they can't run the ball methodically. And then you put more pressure on Purdy's shoulders.
Who has which linebacker core will perform better?
49ers, I think.
The line. So I think the Niners linebackers can run and cover sideline to sideline. Either one of them, Greenlaw or Warner, either one of them. I think they'll be able to keep up with whatever running back that they have. If it's the quick, scat back type, or if it's the downhill running type of guy, I think they'll be able to keep up with the type of offense that they want to do. Now, can the Lions keep up? Can the Lions linebacker core keep up with McCaffrey? I don't know.
Yeah, see, this is where it comes into play for me. It's like, I'm right there with you. You could have called yesterday's game, or excuse me, go back 2 days with the Lions or the Packers and the 49ers, the Fred Warner game. I mean, he was everywhere for the 49ers. I thought it was going to be an Aaron Jones game early. Fred Warner said, no, it's not happening today. You take your back to the line of scrimmage because we're not playing this. I was really impressed by the 49ers. It looked like it was going to be Aaron Jones all day long. Second half, especially, they really shut that down. And that linebacker core for the 49ers is elite. So I think that's going to be the challenge for the Lions.
Yes.
Or like you said, it's going to be on Goff's shoulders to go ahead and make some really big plays. And that linebacker room, they're physical. They're also really good in coverage too. So it's going to be a challenge for the running back or the quarterback. Kind of pick your poison there. We'll pick favorites when we get closer to Thursday. I don't want to pick these games yet, but we might have some news that change things. Chiefs, Ravens, next thing. Obviously,
Ravens.
Sunday, 2:00.
Ravens.
Ravens. Is it going to be close? You're going to put out Mahomes?
No. I'm giving them 10, plus 10. At least 10.
Let me see what the Vegas odds are. That's crazy. You're giving them, okay, so plus 10 Ravens. Just what gives me the confidence in the Ravens? I mean, I could take a few guesses why they've been dominating, especially towards the end of the season. Postseason play, script's been the same. They continue to dominate.
You talking about offense or defensive side? Which one you want? Which one you want to pick first?
Let's go with the defense.
Clowney has been a monster. They're the Baltimore linebacker tandem. I don't know which linebacker core I would take. I don't know if I would take Fred Warner and Greenlaw, or I would take Patrick Queen and Raekwon Smith. They're identical. They do different things. They're two different styles, but they're both physical. They didn't give a touchdown up at home. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the agenda for upcoming, with who they're going to face this upcoming week. If you look on the outside and everything like that, who on the Chiefs is going to threaten either side of the defense? When the Ravens typically have played, Mahomes and them, the Ravens have given, Mahomes trouble. I think it is one game he had like 5 touchdowns or whatever. It happens. But Lamar and the Ravens have given, they've been like the Titans. The Titans and the Ravens, other than maybe the Bills, have given Mahomes a problem. Mahomes doesn't have the same weapons outside. You're not going to have enough time to create magic and everything like that. You got 2 heat-seeking missile linebackers. I don't think he's going to have a chance. I just don't.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the head coaching too. You can't talk enough about John Harbaugh. I mean, you might have, that's crazy. You might have a college football championship and an NFL Super Bowl with
in
the
the
Harbaugh.
same year.
Yeah, the same year.
They're
Stars are aligning, it feels like.
The Kansas City Chiefs offense does not scare me. If I'm Baltimore, y'all had the offense that y'all just faced had more weapons on the outside other than Kelsey. Arguably, I get that, but they're going to make sure he's not the one to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're putting it on who else to go out there and win the game for you.
You're hoping for some big numbers from Pacheco out of the backfield. Like you're really picking your spots. It's, to me, the reason I agree with you 100%. It's just the Mahomes factor. I'm still going with the Ravens though. Real quick here, the odds are Ravens are favored early odds, bet MGM odds are -3.5 Ravens, Chiefs money line 145, over under 45. I'm definitely going to take the over on that one if I'm looking at that number. But yeah, looking at this Ravens team, they're just terrifying. Offensively, this what scares me the most about them offensively is how smart Lamar Jackson's gotten. At that position, he gets talked about has athleticism. He's not getting enough praise for his football IQ this season in particular. He sees the green space pre-snap every single time. He knows before the ball snapped where that green space is going to open up, and I'm going to hurt you there and really put your defense in a pinch, or he'll just wait. He won't even take the green space at times, knowing I can hurt you later in the game. He's just completely opened up his game to where I feel like he used to use his legs when he saw those openings, and now he's just so calculated about it, and he can just torch defenses.
He has help. He has help.
Mm-hmm.
In the years past, Lamar has never had the amount of help that he's had this year. He doesn't have to rely and do everything from his legs. He can show you.
But
there's
definite growth. We can't. There's yes.
Oh,
he's got
for sure. But
significant IQ play is crazy with him.
Yeah, outside of last year, you can't name me probably other than last year. You can't name me 2 receivers that he's had from 2020 to now. Other than last year, you can't name 2. Thank you. So he has help to where he doesn't just have to do it himself. You want to take away the passes and everything like that, you're a number 1 defense, or you're a top 5 defense. You have a lockdown corner, which I think the Baltimore Ravens receiver room are going to go off. I think they're going to take it as a challenge. Me personally, knowing one of the coaches that is in their receiver room that coached me in college, I already know how he's going to have them mentally preparing the whole game. And, okay, we're going up against these guys who hasn't given up a touchdown and everything like that. They're going to make it physical. They're going to run up and hit, Snead in the mouth and everything like that. And it doesn't matter who he's guarding. Everybody's going to want to get to do something on him just to prove that he's not what they say he is. And if you want to take away the passing stuff, which I don't think they will, you might slow it down. Lamar can still beat you with his legs. Mm-hmm. So which one are you afraid of? Are you afraid of him running and beating you, or are you afraid of him throwing and beating you? You're not going to be able to stop both. One of them is going to go off in the game. So it just matters on you picking your poison of which one you want to take away.
Yep. And if you successfully get that done, we talked about it, that defense, arguably the best defense in the NFL this year. They have been dominant. Like if it's not the Ravens, I don't know who it is. They've been just borderline dominant all season long. And that's the thing about this team. There has been no ebb and flow. It's been pretty much constant with them. And I think that's what makes them scary. The Cowboys were kind of one of those teams, but they get to the playoffs and they cowboy it up as they always do. The Ravens, they've been consistent, though. The postseason play has looked exactly like the regular season play, so I'm also going to go with the Ravens. We'll throw it to break here, talk a little bit of Nebraska hoops just for a little bit before we get out of here and switch it over to speed and power. Don't Punt Hour with the Morning Pearsonell. Don't go anywhere.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
I see the future in our public school classrooms every day. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. I also see how critically important parent and community support is to our students' success. Support your public schools, get involved, form a business school partnership, or become a school volunteer. Great schools and great communities work hand in hand.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Are you looking for a new spot to relax and unwind? The Post, located on the south side of the Telegraph District on the corner of 20th and N Street, is perfect for a group hangout or a relaxing evening. The Post has plenty of exciting events open to the public, like Whiskey Wednesday and poker tournaments on Sundays. Looking for a spot for a private event? Ask them about their indoor patio. The Post, located at 20th and N Street in Lincoln.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
It's Pro Time Nebraska. The Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, is playing in the first ever Pro Volleyball Federation match on January 24th against the Atlanta Vibe at the CHI Health Center. Be a part of history and visit supernovas.com to secure your single match tickets today.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pearson.
All right, welcome back in to the Don't Punt Hour here on Ticket Weeknights. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos, back here at the studio. DeMornay Pearson, the host as always, streaming in. And again, we talked some NFL playoffs, some surprises there. I think both pretty much agreed that the Ravens by far and away look like the best team throughout this so far. And I think we kind of both expect them to pull away with the Super Bowl, but they got to get through the Chiefs first. With that being said, though, we'll go ahead and switch it over to Nebraska basketball. They were able to get the win over Northwestern, the only other Big Ten team to beat Purdue thus far. So good win there, because you see Northwestern, they get that quad one win. You want to be able to beat them. So yep. Northwestern now sit at 13-5. Cornhuskers 14-5. They won that one 75-69. And of course, Keisei Tamanaga with a dagger at the end. Gotta love it at the vault. It's kind of been that season for the Big Ten. If you're at home, good luck trying to beat anyone. As we saw with Iowa, trying to come into that place, we shoot 15% from three. hell of a turnaround to go shoot 53% from three against Northwestern. But overall thoughts, I thought, as far as the players go, Josiah Alec, really big game from him, arguably his best. And then Keisei Tamanaga, just the dagger at the end. And Rink Mast, just once again, a constant force throughout the game.
They're hitting their strides. Once the tournament starts, it's going to be a road game. So continue to play better on the road to get that preparation ready and everything like that. But, I think they're starting to find out, what their identity is and, what each individual, what person brings to the table, and starting to harp on that. So, they're doing really good.
Yeah, and you mentioned something about you got to figure out a way to win those road games because you get to the tournament, obviously nothing's home. And I don't know, maybe that's the Big Ten problem when it comes to the tournament, is none of these teams ever seem to do well on the road. This year, we'll just quick go through some of these teams. Wisconsin, they're 10-1 at home, 2-3 on the road. Purdue, 9-0 at home, 3-2 on the road. Illinois, 10-2 at home, 500 on the road, 2-2. Northwestern, 9-1 at home, 2-3 on the road. Nebraska, 12-1 at home, 1-4 on the road. Michigan State, 1-3 on the road. Indiana, 1-3 on the road. Ohio State, 0-3. Minnesota, 1-3. Iowa, 1-4. Maryland, 2-4. Penn State, 0-4. Rutgers, 1-5. Michigan, with the best away record, tied with Wisconsin, with this outstanding 2-3 on the road. None of these Big Ten teams can win on the road. It's bizarre. I'll say that much.
That it's funny that you say that. That might be the problem. But regardless, even the Big Ten tournament, or even if you get a ticket, your ticket punched to the dance, you're still going to be on the road. So you better get more comfortable with it. Bring the juice. Do whatever you got to do to start putting those games together. Because once crunch time starts to come and everything like that, you want to have all those things ironed out and have your best foot forward. And you can't afford to just because you're not at home to not play well. Well, you're not going to be at home for the rest of the year, so it's all good. Well, you're going to be at home for the rest of the year, so it's all good. So they got to get that figured out. But that's terrible as a conference. That's terrible.
Yeah, it's just this year's a little extreme too. I don't want to say this has been the problem, but this year in particular, I've noticed it is bizarre to see what we believe to be one of the best Nebraska basketball teams recent memory. You can probably even go back 20 years if you really want to be 14-5, but to be 1-4 on the road. And then again, you're looking at Purdue. Well, these guys are going to have it figured out. No, they're just above 500 on the road. It makes not a whole lot of sense. I mean, it's obvious you're going to do better at home, but to this significant level to where there is no drop off until you get to a team that's actually just under 500 in Michigan at the very bottom, 7-11 overall. And of course, they're the one with 2-3 on the road. But it's a weird thing. It's something to watch with the Big Ten. For as many of these teams we get excited about, definitely want to make sure that when we're watching Nebraska on the road, how do they respond? Because when we get to the tournament play, as you said, you have to make your shots. You can't go to Iowa, shoot 15% from three like you never shot threes before. Again, that's a fluke game. They're not going to shoot that bad always, but definitely some eye-catching numbers. They're going to have Ohio State in the next one, so definitely tune in for that one. That one is tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and it's a home game as well. But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for the Dump Punt Hour. But be sure to stay plugged into the streams because we'll have Speed and Power up next, so be sure to stay plugged in for that one. But we'll wrap it up here. Good morning, Pearsonell. Thank you, as always, for streaming in. I'm Harrison, back here at the studio. We'll talk to you tomorrow.